Hi guys, thanks again for joining me. I'm Anne, and today I'm going to be giving a love reading focusing on divine partners, and that includes soulmates, twin flames, karmic connections, and all love relationships that pertain to spirituality. If you've landed on this video, I hope you can stay to watch. There is messages here, and if it doesn't resonate with you, maybe revisit this video. A lot of times you have to be in the right mode, the right mindset for readings in general. Okay, so now that we are starting March, happy March, everyone. It's starting now to get to the point where we're all feeling anxious. And I mean by anxious, I mean we're starting like a new energy with Mercury Retrograde, and that's on, I believe, on the 5th, which is Tuesday. So a lot of us is feeling the effects since the past few weeks. The shadow phase started a few weeks back, and you know what? It's starting to build up. Some things are starting to feel like something's about to happen because it's going into the intuitive psychic sign of Pisces, and a lot of spiritual energies is being kind of like heightened. It's kind of like activated, so to speak. And also there is a new moon following, which will be on the 6th. So we're going to be feeling a little bit more like we're feeling something's about to happen, something's about to come through. Especially if you're going through a situation with a divine partner, you're definitely going to feel it. And of course, if you have a lot of Pisces in your chart, you're obviously going to feel it even stronger. And I'm not trying to scare no one or tell anybody to, be prepared, but it's nice to know. Mercury retrograde is not a bad thing, okay? Everybody gets all shooken up and freaked out when they hear, oh gosh, it's Mercury retrograde. It's going to go on till the 28th. But remember, it's a time to use it to your advantage. I like to use it for different things from previous projects that I did not finish, things that have been sitting, things that have been just dormant for a while. And especially when it comes to spirituality and intuitive energy, I can get the most out of Pisces Mercury retrograde because it's going to be giving us a lot of going back. Our third eye opens up. Everything just starts to open up, and I love it. Actually, I'm looking forward to the Mercury retrograde this time. It's not a time that we look forward to, but if we look forward to it, we don't cringe so much when we hear, oh, Mercury retrograde, or our equipment is going to go a little haywire, or it's not a good time to make new decisions. And yes, that is true, but remember, and I always talk about this, that's if it's brand new, something you've never done before. If you're starting a new job, you've never worked before, obviously wait till after the retrograde. But if you worked before and you've been waiting for this specific situation to happen and it's come through, well then by all means, it is something for you to look into. So everybody is different, and you know what? It's only an influence. It does not replace what you feel intuitively, spiritually, what your guides are telling you. It's not me to tell you, oh, don't start a new business, or don't go anywhere, don't travel. No, by all means, if you have to get on with business, you have to do it. But just be prepared. There might be some delays. There might be a little bit of a cross communication with someone, especially when it's with a loved one. I know I get that a lot during the retrograde. People are not getting me, or you're not getting someone, or we just don't get each other. It's just very, very common with retrogrades. And you know what? It brings out your inner truth. So this is a time to speak up with your inner truth and embrace it, okay? So I just want to, one last thing before we start the reading, I just want to thank you all for subscribing, all my new subscribers and all my current subscribers, and all the support you've given me. It's really exciting. I'm really happy to be on IGTV, posting these videos as well. It's kind of like I'm trying to do a crossover. I'm trying to go back and forth. I do plan on making more content, more videos, more readings, live, whatever I can get. It's just that, with limited of time. So just like I said before, take the reading as it resonates with you and just leave what doesn't. Okay, so without further delay, let's begin the reading. Okay, I've meditated and shuffled the cards, asking our angels and spirit guides what we need to know for this upcoming week and what we need to do to avoid any obstacles. The cards that I've used were dual decks, where Moonology, if you can see it, Yasmin Boland, and Soul Coaching by Denise Lynn. Two beautiful card decks that I love. Okay, as I mentioned before, I'm doing it a little different for those of you who are just starting to watch this type of format. This side is basically the divine masculine, and this side I've separated into the divine feminine. Now, both sides, remember, relate to everyone. It's not just, oh, the man or the woman, because divine masculine, divine feminine live inside of all of us. Okay, so the first cards was surrender to the divine and awakening. Now, divine masculine, as you can see here, is starting to realize something deep inside, and it's coming about to an awakening that is slowly starting to happen as they get deeper into things and as things start to change in their lives, especially now with Mercury Retrograde and all the new beginnings that are starting to happen with the changes of the atmosphere. An awakening is happening. You've heard the saying, spring love is in the air. Well, that's what it is for divine masculines. Surrendering to the divine, they're starting to understand things. As you can see, they don't know where they're going, but though they do know that they're awakening to something, as this beautiful card shows, it's an awakening. And as they're awakening, they feel alive. They don't feel like they're kept in so much, like they're cooped up. We've been seeing in the previous readings, they're cooped up. They're kind of like sheltered in a space where they need to come out and they need to start expressing themselves. Because remember, this is a year of the three, the year of expressing, exploring, shining the light inside of ourselves. Now, maybe there is someone you're involved with. Now, this is a message that I'm getting. Someone that is not really getting it, not listening to you. Maybe you've been texting or you've been trying to get in touch with that person. They're not getting it. You think they're not getting it, but actually they do get it. It's something that they're awakening to, that they're not ready to communicate. They're not ready to open up because the awakening is happening, but that doesn't necessarily mean that they're open to that part of the word, or surrendering, if that makes sense. I know it sounds like it's going like into two different directions, but you have to remember, when you are going through changes inside yourself, now you think about it for yourself. Do you want other people to know what you're doing? Do you want other people to know what's happening? No, because you're scared, for one. Two, you're excited. Three, you have to concentrate. You have to focus on what you're seeing, what is happening, what is going actually on in your life, because you could go on like this for years. I mean, I'm not saying that the divine masculine is going to be going through this awakening, this process for so long, but when they're running from something, when they're got to a place where they just don't understand anything in their life, they have to figure it out. They have to surrender. Somewhere along the lines, they have to let go. They have to just say, I'm done. I've had enough. So that's where the divine masculine is at right now. Now, as this card, as you can see, don't let your pride get in your way. Now, it says the full moon in Leo. I don't know if you could see that. Let me just bring it up. Okay, full moon in Leo. And as you know, that Leos are very courageous. They have a lot of pride. They have a lot that they have deep inside themselves that they just want to shine. And that's where divine masculine is right now. Putting that pride away, not letting that pride get in the way, because the only way to surrender, the only way to release it is to give in to what their heart is saying. When they're constantly going back and forth, the teeter-totter kind of stages, you know, the roller coaster, where they take that step forward, that leap of faith. They say, I could do this, but then that pride comes in and says, wait a minute, I don't know if I can do this. They go right back to where they were at before. And that's what you have to prevent yourself from doing as well. Because when you're getting closer to someone, you see that they're starting to make the effort, they're starting to put the effort into the relationship, maybe they're calling more, they're communicating. Well, guess what? You're excited, you're happy, you're looking forward to all of this. But then when they kind of like back off a little bit, or they fail to show up, so to speak, you get anxious and the pride comes in the way. Well, I am not talking to them and I'm going to give them a piece of my mind and I'm going to show them where it's at. That's not the right attitude to have, but because of the pride, because of the energy, the divine masculine needs to release that. That's part of the divine surrendering. That's the part of where they need to just let go. Surrendering to love. That's basically what it is. As you can see, surrendering to love and giving in to love. These two people are in love. Two people find love. No matter how they find love, they have to realize that love travels within, and it's not something you can just say, oh, I'm doing it. I know that love is here and I'm already in love, and they better listen to me. That's not love. That's coming from ego. Because ego plays a big part with the divine masculine. And I'm not stereotyping anything. This is, like I said, this is going to the whole collective, the soul collective, soul connection collective. And you have to remember that when the love is spreading, when the love is exploring and it's expanding, it goes viral, seriously, because when you see the love starting to take place inside of you, you start to feel love, you know, the heart chakra starts to just embrace everything. And the heart chakra is deep inside of us, that we feel like that glowing feeling, that butterfly feeling, that feeling of what springtime brings to us. It's like, oh wow, it's starting to change. And that's where I feel that a lot of people don't get it, because they tend to hold on to the pride from the past or the previous situation, the previous relationship. A lot of times we don't allow love to come in and we don't welcome it because we're still healing from a previous relationship. A lot of times when you're healing from a previous relationship, that's a time when you need to express love the most. That's when you need to explore love. I'm not saying when you break up with someone, you need to find someone right away. No, no, no. Fall in love with yourself, not fall in love with someone else, or try to. It's all about what you can do for yourself. Now, a lot of people say, I love myself to bits. I do everything for myself. We do, and I believe you. I do too. But many times we self-sabotage certain things that we shouldn't be doing, and some things that we do to ourselves that we don't realize. This is why having a humble heart and opening yourself to that area, not to allow it to dominate you, because every time you do this, guys, you push somebody away, or you push the love away. You push what could be coming into your life that is so beautiful, that is so full of bliss. I know it happens to me, it happens to everyone. When we let fear, doubt, ego interfere with us from moving forward. Relationships, there's the divine masculine wanting to come back, wanting to make something happen here. Divine masculine is trying, but remember, because you're going through whatever you're going through, don't let the divine masculine pull your joy down, pull your pride in the way of seeing the love, because the awakening is there. And that's why the first card was surrender to the divine, surrendering to the highest, surrendering to the love that you feel. I know we say it, like I said, but meditation helps also with this. Just taking it easy, taking a breath, breathing in, breathing out, deep breathing. I mean, I find that would help. That's what helps me. Maybe you have something else. Somebody like you know, they like to go shopping, or they like to just, you know, go for a spa treatment, which I really like too. Working out, whatever that may be. You have to just find your happy place. Find a happy place and surrender all that negative stuff, because we hold on to a lot. And I see this a lot with the divine masculine, holding on to previous stuff and holding on to it where they can't move forward. Okay, so as we go to the divine feminine, have faith into your dreams. Having faith into your dreams is something that when we feel that, you know, like that center peace, that feeling, okay, it's going to happen, it's there, I'm going to see it. That's when you'll have the faith. Many times we don't carry the faith inside of us, that we end up allowing fear, doubt, negativity just stand in our way. And that's where the feminine runs from it as well. You know, the divine masculine is known to be the runner, but guess what? Divine feminine runs too. And when they don't have the faith, when they're not giving into what they're feeling in their heart because of pride or ego, and it attacks all of us, they can't see their dreams coming true. They can't feel the love. They can't feel the light. They can't feel anything except what they want to feel. Divine feminines do this. Divine feminines, they're a great side. They're a great energy. I mean, I tend to lean more towards the divine masculine, I find myself. But divine feminines also find themselves going towards a place where they close up, they clamp up, and they can't release anything. They're just like so stubborn in a sense, where divine masculine, even when they do come around, even when they do give in to what their heart is saying, divine feminine is not getting it. Divine feminine is like saying, I don't think so. I don't want this right now. Right now. They're saying right now. They're not saying forever. This automatically brings in a trigger point. And if you're involved with somebody and you kind of like say a wrong word when there is a quarrel going on, especially now with Mercury Retrograde, I know a lot of people Feel that tension coming through, that energy coming through, like Mercury retrograde is about to hit. It's about to just like pour on deep inside my life. And that's something that happens to all of us. It happens at different times with Mercury retrograde, usually at the beginning or at the end or even in the middle. Everybody is different. This is a time when you have to let bygones be bygones, in other words, and say, you know what, I'm starting over, and I'm not going to just listen to what my back voice is saying. You know, like there's that little, you know, like in the cartoons, you see the little, I'm not going to say the negative, I'm just going to say negative, I'm not going to give any names, and you see a little angel on one side telling you to do this and doing that, and that's not divine masculine, and that's not divine feminine. I'm just saying, in divine masculine and divine feminine, they both have that little positive and negative side. You tend to find yourself going towards that negative side. You know what? I'm not going to allow myself to feel the light and feel the love because I just want to feel sorry for myself. Divine feminines, I'm not saying all of them, but sometimes they do tend to take self-pity. Not because they don't deserve love or they don't need love or they can't get love, because they just feel like they can only be the one that can control the love and they're the only ones that will have the love. Divine feminines can lean towards this area. See, there's a divine feminines have the negative and the positive. Same thing with the masculine. I know, like, were we talking about 4 parts now? Kinda, because we go towards what we want to feel. There's good and bad and negative and positive in both divine feminine and divine masculine. So when you put the strength into what you believe in, you know, as it says in this card, you know, you put the strength, you could see, this guy's a muscle guy. He's working out. And having that deep inner strength, you do give in to what your heart is telling you, what your heart wants. Because the heart rules everything. Seriously. Where the heart rules everything, you're going to get something more out of it. It's not easy. I know it's not easy. I know many times we tend to... sorry, I'm losing my voice. Many times we find ourselves going back and forth with the strength, and you know, we have the strength. Divine feminines are our rock. They feel like a sense of nourishment, that they give into the love when they want to. They have the strength inside of them, but if they don't live it out, it's like the divine feminines right now are having the hardest time with accepting. And I see this a lot with the divine feminine energies when they are not giving into what their heart is telling them. They're feeling it for themselves. They're feeling themselves like a pity party. It's time now to just put that away. It's time now to just say, I've had enough, and have the faith into your dreams. That's what this card is showing us. Have faith into your dreams. Miracles happen. Manifestation. If you believe, if you allow, let God lead you. Let God lead your way, because it's all up to God. Everything is up to God, okay? And I'm not trying to preach religion on anybody, okay? But we all have a higher calling. We all have a higher power. We all believe. We all believe in something. And this is wonderful. And if you don't, I hope you do. And if you don't, then you know what? This is something that you have to believe in for yourself. Believe in yourself. Whatever that may be. You know, like these messages are coming through the divine, through me to you, and I'm not here to tell nobody nothing. So that's why I say I'm giving the messages. I'm relaying them to you. However you interpret them, that's something that was a message to you, okay? So just take out the time and have the faith into what you believe in, like I said. Okay, a time for healing. Healing, guys, healing. Divine feminines have been going through so much, as I said in the previous. They don't know if they're on the right path. They don't know if they should be going in a different path. There's a lot of confusion with the divine feminines trying to find themselves, you know, happier in a place where they can give the love, where they're awakening to the love like the divine masculine. Divine masculines are starting to come out a little bit. I see a lot more divine masculine energies starting to make a play. You know, like, I'm going to do this. I'm going to fight. I'm going to start over again. I've been seeing that a lot. And with a lot of my clients that I've been working with, that union is starting to open up in some type of way. I mean, it starts from the ascension of the spirit first, and then the physical. So the union with healing has to happen first. The healing has to happen before union, I should say, because when you go through this healing, there's a certain transformation, and transformation can only happen when you are ready, you know. And if you're not ready for it, you're not going to find the transformation that you're looking for, because you're always searching and seeking and looking and never finding the true balance of what your true calling is. When you do this to yourself, you self-sabotage. I'm sorry, I always have to have everything even. I know, it bothers me. Oops, here we go. So, like I said, transformation to the point where you feel good about yourself. And there, I just made it worse. Transformation to where you know you have the love in your heart. Because having that strength, this is all about coming together in union. Now, this is not, oh, this is just for them and not me, or this is just for me and not them. No, actually, it's for both. That's why I call this the soulmate twin flame reading, oracle reading. It's about love. It's about divine partners. It's about karmic connections. It's about whoever you're involved with in a spiritual sense, whatever you want to label it. I don't put a label on a specific type of soul connection, because sometimes we don't meet that person and it's not important. Seriously, whatever you want to label it, it's what you feel in your heart. That's why I always say, you only know, you're the one that's going to know. Nobody can tell you that. Just like when you're feeling something, you go to the doctor and you say, I'm feeling a certain feeling from whatever in my body. Well, you're the one that's going to define it to the doctor, and the doctor will give you the diagnosis. It's not so much that the doctor is going to just know right off the bat, okay? Not that I'm saying I'm a doctor either, because I'm nowhere near a doctor, but I'm just giving you an example just to understand that when you're going through things in your life and you meet different people, sometimes they come into your life to help you to grow, and sometimes they come into your life to help you to see something about yourself, and also to be with you for a long-term relationship. Sometimes it's a short-term relationship, sometimes it's a long-term relationship, whatever that may be. It's what is in front of you. Because remember, when we're involved in a relationship, we don't want to know, oh, is this person just going to be for like X amount of years? You don't want someone just to tell you, you're going to be married for 25 years and then you're going to leave each other. And like something like that, you know, what about those 25 years you spent? What about the children you had with that person? I mean, these are just examples. I'm not saying that's a good thing. I'm just saying you have to live your life with the people that are sent to you, because it's a memory. And then you end up finding that you were very close to that person. That person was very special to you, but you just couldn't make it work until long term. I mean, and then you find the ultimate partner, the one, your twin flame, or your twin ray, or your divine partner, your divine soulmate, whatever that may be. So this is why I'm saying this is a time for healing. If you're still searching for someone, don't give up. Really, don't give up. I mean, I talk about people who are in relationships or trying to get back into relationships or trying to accomplish a good relationship, establish one. This is also for the people who are out there who are still looking for that one and can't find the one. And maybe they've been involved with certain people that just gave them a lot of disappointment. I understand that, but things happen for a reason. And it's not necessarily that it's a bad thing or a good thing, but it's actually help you grow, to see something higher, to see something stronger, whatever that may be. It's time to transform. Whatever your life is, whatever you've been setting out your goals for the future, this is a time of a divine union about to occur in your life. And if you don't allow it to happen now, you're always going to feel like this is a time for a union to happen. And if you don't do the things that you need to do, it may never manifest to where you want it to be. And this is where confusion comes in. This is where negativity happens, where you find yourself just going around in circles, okay? So I hope that this reading video resonated with you. There were a lot of messages that came through, and I felt like a lot of empowerment energy as well for myself. You know, like I said, take what resonates with you, leave what doesn't, revisit this video. I hope you took down some notes. I ask everybody to do this because a lot of times we reread our notes and we say, wow, that was a message a few weeks back or last week or yesterday. These messages come through from above. I don't know how it happens. It just does, because we get them. And I get them all the time. I watch videos, and I do a lot of readings with others that they give me something. They give me messages. Like I said, it's all an exchange. It's a spiritual exchange that we give to each other. Okay, but if you would like to book your own reading, I do offer phone chat and email, and The reading links are down below in my description area. Also, check out my blogs. I have several different articles about soulmates, twin flames, divine partners, to give you a little bit better of energies that you may be going through, or why you've been going through what you're going through, to help define them. Okay, so I think that's it for now. So until next time, God bless you all. Namaste.